doing, man? Hey, man, it is your boy West Coast. We live in the building, man. We here to bring you guys some daily dose of some cowboy content, man. Man, it's been a whole lot going on today, a lot of tweets and things like that. So we about to get straight into it. But yo, before I do, you guys already know I got to introduce, man. What's up with you, HTM?
Man, I can't even call him my brother. Living righteous, man. Just hell. Then open the liquor store up. The liquor store is open for business, and we finna get drunk on this Cowboys content, man.
Shoot, I heard that, man. I heard that. So, yo, man, let's go ahead and man, you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you guys must do is you must hit that share button. So I need everybody right now to hit that share button. Hit that share button for your boy West Coast. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. What's up, Joe Trantrina? What's up with you, Sin City Cowboy? I see you. All right, next thing I need you guys to do. There are these things called stars. There's these things called super chats. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on a bunch of places. I need you guys.
Twitter.
Twitter to all my twiggers. What's up with you? I need all my twiggers and my Facebookers and my YouTubers. I need all you guys to hit that star button or hit that support button, whatever the button is on whatever platform that you're watching on tonight. I need you to hit it aggressively. You feel me? Now, HCM, I know you got some people over there that is helping you pay the bills in over there at the liquor store. I want you to go ahead and give them some love, shout them people out, and then I'm gonna get some loves over here. Some people that's helping West Coast keep some lights on over here.
Already, man. Hey, so far I got my brother Stephen Harrison tapping in and showing love to the liquor store. I appreciate you. And Double R, part of the wrench gang, then tapped in and said, "What's up?"
Rich Gang.
Yeah. And hey, then my boy Joe Chinchina then tapped in too, man. So I appreciate y'all for coming to the liquor store. And remember, if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, you will get half off all items in the liquor store. So please use your discount while supplies last. So we got Eagles tears still on deck. They firm made and they getting stronger by the day. And they should be good till at least the next Super Bowl. Cause we know their ass ain't winning it.
Yes, sir. And yo, man, let me go ahead and slide over here, man. Over here on hey man, I got Joe Tranchina. I got my boy John Hott over there. I got my boy OG Norris, MC Jim C Senior. That means there's a junior out there. Appreciate you. I know I murdered your name. Appreciate you, sir. He's like, I don't think anybody's named that. He's not. His name is Norris MC Jim C Senior. Appreciate you, sir. Steve Harrison, what's up with you, Steve? Double R, what's up with your boy? Steve Harrison, I see. Hey, man, if you have not already, make sure you hit that star button. Also, make sure you guys hit that support button by what is that? That share button. Share the content. Share the content. You feel me? So, yo, man, man, and who else we got over here? We got a couple more folks. Hey, this is a packed house up here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. This is actually my first show of the day, man. My first show of the day. This was not my first content of the day, but this was my first show of the day. My first content and my only content that I dropped today was talking about one Mr. Micah Parsons in a tweet that he put out. I'm gonna try to see if I can get to. Hey, do you actually have the tweet?
Hell yeah.
All right, send me the tweet real quick. I'll put it up so they can actually. I'll read it. But hey, before he's sending me that tweet, I need everybody right now. One last time, hit that share button and then also hit that star button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that share button and then hit that star button. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me see. Let me get this up on Facebook up here. And let me get YouTube going on too. All right, bam. We got over here on YouTube. Shout out my boy Sydney Green. What's up, Double R? Rich. What's up with you, Rich? Sydney Green and Jay Bryan Saint. What's up, sir? Appreciate you for tapping in. Sin City Cowboy Joshua Fisher. I see you too. Tap in. If you haven't, hit the share button. Hit the star button.
All right, so I just sent it to you. And also, everybody that's in the liquor store rocking with me, remember, we're still doing the 2 raffles. I got a raffle going for a jersey for the 9th and a raffle going for a jersey on the 31st. So we're doing a 2-for-1 right now. You send $5, it'll get you entry into both raffles. So if you want a Dallas Cowboy jersey of your choice, you want to get you a chance to win one, just send $5 to $Hit the more.
Yeah, hey, for sure. Hey, you know how you go in the liquor store and you see them jerseys and stuff in there, and you'll be buying them jerseys and the little shirts. Same concept.
Same principle.
same concept. All right, so yo, let me go ahead and let me throw this up real quick. Let me throw this up real quick. Let me see y'all. Let y'all see this tweet because I thought this was very very interesting that Micah Parsons said today. We're gonna go ahead and read this out, man. If you was a kid that sat in the back of the school, don't trip. I'm not gonna point you out. But all them smart ass kids that sat in the front, need y'all to read along. All right, let's go. Cowboys Pro Bowl linebacker Micah Parsons is not participating in team offseason program. He is working out in Austin, adding bulk and weight to be a full-time defensive end next year. He said he will return to the Cowboys for OTA. And he read that one time for me.
Let me read this back. Cowboys Pro Bowl linebacker Micah Parsons is not participating in the team's all-season program. He is working out in Austin, adding bulk and weight to be a full-time defensive end next season, he said. We'll return to Cowboys for OTAs, end quote. And we know that is a very reliable source because there's Clarence Hill, who is basically a Dallas Cowboys insider. Okay. So we know their validity to this.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now listen, we're gonna break this down in a couple parts. Because the first part I want y'all to see really is, because I know a lot of people was tripping out about Micah Parsons saying that he was going to be adding weight, right? So because the internet is undefeated, Micah Parsons, after tweeting that, had to tweet this. And that's why I say, listen to me, before you tweet, read that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you hit that send button, read it. Before you tell somebody your business, think about it. Do I really want people to hear this and know this? Because of what Micah Parsons said, he then had to retweet. He had to tweet this. And this is what Micah Parsons, go ahead, anyway, read it.
Hold up. There you go. Okay. LOL. People hear bulk and think I'm going from 246 to 270. If you've seen any of my videos, I'm still very slim and I'm putting on good weight. I'm standing at 252 currently. I will not surpass 255 at any time in my career. This is just me putting on more muscle to carry the load. Hey, shout out to Neil for the $10 donation. They got you 2 entries into both raffles. So salute to you. So that's really like quadrupling your chances of winning a jersey. Boy, that's 4. 2 for one and 2 for the other. So salute to you, Neil.
Shout out, Neil. Hey, shout out. And then let me read this one. He says, LOL, people here bulk up and think I'm going from 246 to 270. If you've seen any of my videos, I'm still very slim and putting on good weight. I'm standing at 252 currently. I will not surpass 255 anytime in my career. This is just me putting on more muscle to carry the load. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. You guys, I am a former football player, but realistically, I'm a former track and field. You know what I'm saying? Track and field is, you look at my cousin. Yep, he telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, track and field is taking me all over the world. You know what I'm saying? It took me to El Dorado, Arkansas to run out there my 10th grade year. It even paid for me to go to college. You know what I'm saying? I went to college on a track and field scholarship. And one thing I know about track and field is there's this stickler that the big, strong, muscular dude, shout out to my boy DC Life Texas with the $5 super chat. There's a stickler that, the bigger you are, the faster you are, the muscles, you know what I'm saying? But what a lot of people don't understand is when you put on muscles, you also put on weight because muscle is heavier than anything else on your body. You know what I'm saying? So by Micah Parsons saying that he's going to be putting on more muscle, he is going to be putting on more weight. Now, I think a lot of people want to know about the explosion. You know what I'm saying? How will this affect his explosion? Because, rushing a passer, that's definitely something that you need explosion. You need a burst off the line of scrimmage. And that's something that Micah Parsons has. Now, I love that he doubled down and said, hey, I'll never be over 255. Me personally, I would never say anything like that because I don't never know what the hell can happen in life.
Right. Like you
that is a bold statement, bro.
Hey, I guess it's a goal we're gonna stick to because you never know. Like, hell, your body might not agree with you. Your metabolism can slow down any day, boy.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's what I said. I personally would have never said a statement like that. Shout out to Kukalua with the $10 super chat. With the $10 super chat. Yeah, I would have never said anything like that, but I'm also not a world-class athlete, so he could bang the set a little bit harder than me. You know what I'm saying? So but I love that though. I love that. I love Micah Parsons saying that, hey, man, as long as I'm able to put a helmet on, I'm going to be in the best shape possible. I like that. Young T.O. in the flesh. People don't like T.O., but you can't deny his workout ability. There ain't enough people like T.O. There ain't enough people like Micah Parsons who take their workouts as serious, and that's even in the NFL. So I respect that, and I love that. But you know what? I want to know why the hell Micah Parsons is being so adamant about letting the world know that he's going to be switching to defensive end.
Mm.
Because
That's
I'm going to tell y'all
money.
this right here. Micah Parsons said this right here. He said he is working out in Austin, adding bulk and weight to be a full-time defensive end next season. That full-time defensive end means he's not going to be playing linebacker. Now, I know I've been one of the guys who've stressed then since we drafted this young man that Micah Parsons was not going to be used as a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? The reason being is because, bro, you're not drafting a guy at 12th overall to be a linebacker. You are drafting him to be an impactful player. Now, I am not saying that a linebacker cannot be impactful, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Any linebacker that's talking about he about to get 12 and 15 and 20 sacks in a season, that is not a linebacker. That's just like a fullback telling me that he about to get the ball 7-8 times. If I hear a fullback saying he want the ball 7-8 times, or at least want to try to get the ball, even if I hear my fullback even saying he want the ball one time a game, bro, I don't believe you're a fullback. I don't believe it, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that. So real quick, shout out to DC for Life Texas for the $5 Cash App, and shout out to Christopher Bowles for the $10 Cash App. Salute to y'all, appreciate y'all, and y'all both got entries into both raffles. But to piggyback on what you said about Michael Parsons, it's finally it's really just time that the horse caught up to the carriage. You know what I mean? Because Michael Parsons really has not played traditional linebackers since he's been in the NFL. So, for him to just go out there and say he's gonna be a full-time defensive end, it's just putting everything else to rest. Because you go and look at his snap count, what I'm trying to pull up right now, matter of fact, if you go and look at his snap count, he has hundreds of more snaps at defensive end than he does at linebacker. Like literally hundreds more. So he plays defensive end more than he plays anything else in the National Football League. So him just bulking up and doing it more consistently, he already doing it damn near 70% of the time.
Yeah, he's technically getting himself prepared to play the position that he plays already better.
Exactly. And I like that he flat out just said he's going to be a defensive end, because we all know the difference in pay between an edge rusher and a linebacker. And at the end of the day,
real quick, shout out to my boy Neil for the $10 super chat. And let me tell you, if you don't know the difference, because sometimes we like to assume that that we all just know the difference. Let me just hip y'all to the game one time. Let me, if this is open, let me hip y'all to the game real quick. So go ahead and finish. And I'm gonna drop these edge rusher numbers up here real quick for him.
Oh no, you're doing the right thing, brother. But yeah, man, just like Michael Parsons, you already got it up.
It's up right now.
Bet. There we go. Numbers. I like numbers.
I like numbers.
Yeah.
Lie. Ooh. Yes, they do. Ooh. But numbers never do.
Mm-hmm. I see a bunch of 20 pieces, my boy.
A bunch of 20 pieces. Ooh. A bunch of 28 millions.
Ooh. I see wide receivers numbers. Ooh.
I see Joey Bosa wide receiver money. Ooh. I see Myles Garrett with some wide receiver money. Ooh.
Khalil Mack he's like that.
He like that. Ooh. I don't see nobody up here named a damn linebacker making $28 million. Hell, you mean? Y'all want to see what a linebacker make, bro? It's ridiculous, bro. It is ridiculous.
Hey, it is a steep drop off. Can we get the linebacker numbers up there
right now? Shoot, my son play linebacker right now, but he don't know. In ninth grade, he going straight to edge rusher. Okay, let me get these up for you real quick.
He said we sound like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Bruh, look at the difference, bruh. Look at the difference, bruh. Y'all want to know why Michael Parsons is like, I am not a linebacker. Look at that, bruh. You know what I see? I see Amari Cooper 3 years ago. I see $19 million. Who's someone I know? I see Mario Chambers. Mario Chambers is making like $22 million right now. Fred Warner is a dog. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
I think he's the best.
This list is low-key disrespectful because Fred Warner has way more impactful on his game than Myles Garrett. And I'll put the stamp on that, fight you in the street for that. Fred Warner is probably the best one linebacker in football, and he makes
my mama.
on my mama, bro, and my mama a Cowboy fan. And listen, he makes $6 million less than Myles Garrett, bro, because of the sheer position. And he a true All-Pro, bro. Fred's a true All-Pro. Oh my God, we could have had Raekwon Smith for a dub piece, bro. That's Amari Cooper's contract right there.
Look at it, man. Like it's sad though. Like linebackers don't really get that kind of money though, because Roquan Smith is the highest paid linebacker right now at $20 million a year, and that's like the sixth. Von Miller is a declining pass rusher, and he makes that much. Like Von Miller, it's like the sixth highest paid pass rusher.
So yeah, I don't. I mean, these numbers. I mean, if y'all, that's why I say, if you want to know why he is going to push the line on being a defensive end, is this right here. The money, man. Like the money, the straight money. And to be honest with you, Micah Parsons is setting himself and putting himself in a position where if the Dallas Cowboys try to burn him, it's already in. And I'm not saying the Cowboys try to burn him. What I'm saying is he's letting it be known right now that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to come correct.
On my mama, they got to. Because listen, they play a lot of games, a lot of grab ass out of other fugazi stuff they be doing with these other players. Micah Parsons is way too independent, way too vocal. He does not want to be a company guy. He just want to be Micah Parsons, play football, and say what the hell he want to say, do what the hell he want to do. So if the Dallas Cowboys try to cross him out, like he gonna let the world know about it, and he gonna be an asshole about it, as he should. You know, the Dallas Cowboys don't even respect you if you don't stick up for yourself, right? You try to be the yes man, you try to be the guy that that's the company guy, fall on the sword. They just gonna keep bending you over, wearing your ass loose.
Yeah, and I mean, and I don't knock him. Like I don't knock him. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is kind of like what I have been saying, right? I had already been saying that, Micah Parsons, when he came into the league, the aspirations that he had, the goals that he had, those were goals of a guy that could literally, that weren't Ray Lewis. Like, if he was saying that he wanted to be the greatest, it would just be a different conversation. But Micah Parsons was talking about putting up numbers, man. And linebackers just don't do that, man. Like, I'm gonna be right now. I would almost think that Micah Parsons probably has more career sacks right now than Ray Lewis, or has at least half of them. Because I mean, Ray Lewis was a true middle linebacker. He didn't do that.
Let me see. Career sacks. Ray Lewis has 41.5 career sacks in his career. Right now, Micah Parsons is damn close though. Because right now, Michael Parsons has 26.5 career sacks, so he's not far off. If Michael Parsons gets 14 sacks this season, he'll be one off from Ray Lewis's career. And it's very possible because Michael Parsons has gotten at least 13 sacks each season so far.
How many did Ray Lewis have?
The most in the career?
Yeah, how many Ray Lewis have?
Well, in a season?
Yes. No, how many does he have in his career?
41. You didn't hear? Yeah, 41. 41.5.
And how many does Mike have right now?
26.5. So like I said, if Michael Parsons gets 14 sacks this year, he will be one sack off from Ray Lewis. And that is very possible because Michael Parsons has gotten at least 13 sacks every damn season he's been in the league.
So he'll have that next year.
Yeah, easily. Especially if you're gonna play defensive end full time, you're gonna have more opportunities to rush the passer. Michael Parsons might mess around and have 17, 18 sacks.
Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, at true defensive end, he would have had 20 this year.
Easily.
And I mean, I'm be honest with you, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys, like, it's a business decision. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always gonna be a business decision. But I think the Dallas Cowboys, like, this is the thing, Micah, you need to let the boy run it up. You need to let him run it up because he's not gonna bite on it anyway. He's not gonna give you a deal anyway. Like
Mhm.
he's not gonna let you. He's not gonna give you any. So why not just acknowledge the fact that he is what he is? And to be honest with you, I would just get in front of and just pay the boy next year.
Might as well. Because the only thing the Dallas Cowboys have to do to clear the adequate cap space is to give Dak Prescott his extension. If you extend Dak Prescott, you save anywhere between $26 million and $40 million. So it just depends on how they want to structure the contract. But you get a big cap relief from giving Dak Prescott an extension. So theoretically, if you extend Dak, you then have the money to pay Trayvon Diggs, CD Lamb, and Michael Parsons if you want to do so.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, and that's what the Cowboys. And to be honest, he says we pay Michael Parsons. I believe we pay Michael Parsons too, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to want to pay him as a defensive end. Hey, hold up real quick. We got a special guest sliding up in here, man.
Who knocked at the back door?
We got my boy Jay Tuck, man. We got my boy Jay Tuck.
What up? What up? What up with y'all, man?
Man,
good, man.
What's up with your big Tuck?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. Happy this draft season is finally come to an end, bro. Like, your boy been grinding. So, I'm chilling, relaxing a little bit. So,
man, hey, they had me out there stressed, my boy.
Yeah, talk to me. Y'all didn't like it? What's going on?
Now, listen, I enjoyed the experience of going to the draft. I saw my brother on West Coast. I saw my boy Landlord. We big boy kicked it. We went out to the draft, put on for the team. Right. And then, I know that you are very pro tight end.
No, man, no.
Wait, no. I'm throwing you out there. I'm throwing you under the bus. I'm throwing you under the bus. So, so then Dallas Cowboy went out there in the second round and got that boy. And my heart broke because there was all these other guys that I was so high on. Osiris Torrance, Drew Sanders from Arkansas, where I'm from. Yeah. It just really hurt my heart that they went that direction. So, how did you feel? Since you came in here, you were the one person I was seeing that was pro tight end. So
man, y'all can't put this one on me, man. Like, so here's the crazy part, right? Because Wes been following me for a while, man. Y'all know the whole Pitts thing, right? And I like the tight end position. I think there is more value than what a lot of people really put on these days. Like they can definitely have some value if you get the right one. So really started in 2021 with the whole Pitts idea. Last year, my guy Trey McBride was one of my favorite prospects, but I had a day 2 grade on him. So I was like, yeah, draft him at 56 for the article. So like this year, looking at the tight end class, even though they had Dalton Kincaid and Michael Mayer and Sam Laporta, like I wasn't really pressing on the whole tight end thing. And then the talk got so damn loud. I'm like, well, hold on. Y'all gonna have a party without me. So, I was kind of late to the whole idea. And like, even looking at it, I was like, listen, y'all, even though I'm not beating on the desk to draft a tight end, especially at 26, I could see it if you wanted to go with more of a quote unquote wide receiver type in like a Dalton Kincaid or maybe a Michael Mayer, because Michael Mayer is just 21 years old. So he can definitely be a guy in the future. So, that's where I was, but I wasn't begging on the desk. So when it came to that second round pick at 58, if I'm not sure if you saw my video, I feel like I got punched in the gut too. I was just like,
tight in you, huh? Tight in you. Huh?
Yeah, man. Even I felt punched in the gut, man. And it kind of took the win because I felt like, and it came like we saw the video this past week where they was talking with Will McClay and Mike McCarthy about going with the offensive tackle and Matthew Barajan versus, Mozzie. They're going back and forth having this whole conversation. They went with Mozzie, which I was okay with that pick. I slept good on Thursday night. But then you had the opportunity to circle back around and still get your offensive lineman, and they passed over it. And then the third round came, and they passed over it. And then the fourth round came, and it's just like, okay, so how did you go from having a conversation and considering the tackle position in the first round to not addressing it until day 3? So, when it comes to Luke Schoonmaker, he's a decent blocker. I feel like some of the blocking is kind of overrated because Cowboys fans always try to, pour a little sugar on it. But here's the thing, y'all. The kid is 25 years old. Like, he's going to be 25. He's coming off 2 shoulder injuries, a quad injury. Like, he ain't the no prime chicken right now. So it's just like, where's the separation really going to come between him and Ferguson and Hendershot, where I think it's going to be a competition and it's not as clear as some people are starting to make it. So I just don't think that we got the proper value on day 2 with the tight end position. like for me personally.
And
Now,
I
and
believe
no, it
that as
sounds
well.
crazy coming from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It sounds
and
crazy.
no, it sounds honest because like we did a lot of background work before we went to the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we can't cover the draft and not have any idea who the hell these people are.
Right.
Well, we looked at tight ends, didn't want to, of course, but we looked at tight ends. He wasn't even one of the tight ends that was on our board. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when you compare that to what everybody else say, these other so-called experts, they had a 4th round grade on the board.
Right.
So when it was me, right, and it was my decision to make a pick, it would have pretty much been Osiris Torrance because he was the highest graded guard on my list. It's not the same as anybody else, but just from what I'm looking at, him, his size, him not ever giving up a sack in his collegiate career, playing in the SEC against guys I know will play in the NFL on Sundays. That sold me on him. And then even if you didn't want to go in that direction, right? You had other guys that had higher grades than this guy did. Drew Sanders, was a fringe 1st round pick to a lot of people. Then you look at guys, Then you had guys like Jalen Hyatt. If you wanted to go for a weapon, Jalen Hyatt was there. Josh Downs was there. Tank Dell was there. So there was a litany of guys that you could have went out there and gotten, and I would have felt better about the acquisition of that player. But they did what they did. So I just got to turn shit to sugar at this point.
Yeah, and that's where we're at right now, like I said, because I felt like that, like I said, kind of took the air out my lungs when we went that pick. Because I was just like, I don't understand it. But going into day one, I was under the idea where I thought the whole tight end talk was just a smoke screen. So day one on Thursday, I'm giving them credit for tossing out that smoke screen. And they come like, nah, they was dead serious about this whole tight end thing. They was dead serious on it.
Say something. This draft was so crazy. This effort tuck day one, suit and tie. Jerry Jones, looking like he worked for Jerry Jones.
Hey man, I was back in the media room, man. I just showed. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, this was a whole fan. Day three, Tuck was just out there.
Hell yeah, bro.
Say man, I got these cheeseburgers for a couple more picks, man. I'm trying to do it right, man.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Salter for the $10 donation, man. They got you 2 entries into both raffles. Thank you, brother.
If you want to know how the draft went, just go look at J Tuck's outfits throughout the 3 day, bro. My boy went from business attire to cowboy fan to just I didn't even know it was a draft. Like, what's up?
Right, yeah, I was chilling, bro. I was chilling, man. Just like, to have the draft in my own backyard, man, I wanted to just be a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a lot of coverage on day one to the radio station, got to meet a lot of people, interview a lot of prospects. But it's like, man, sometimes I just want to be outside and meet the people. So I met a lot of Cowboys fans out there. We had, me and Margarita up, just, enjoying the experience. So it was a good time, man. Like I said, overall, this draft was very meat and potatoes. It wasn't sexy. It was just like, you just got some deaf guys, and here we are. And I feel like that's the frustrating part is the way we did this offseason with getting Stephon Gilmore and re-signing Hankins and Donovan Wilson. Like, we kind of created some separation. We really had the opportunity to put our foot to the floor and really put our foot on their neck, and we just let them back into it. So here we are. But, we'll be all right. If you felt the Cowboys was a 13-win team before the draft, you feel they're a 13-win team after the draft. Like,
because we didn't really do anything to change it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this: the Dallas Cowboys did do one thing in the first 3 rounds that I think will pay dividends. They did get 2 players that were highly graded against the run. Maji Smith, in my opinion, is the best one tech in the league. In the draft, not in the league. God forgive me. Maybe that's a fruit and slip or some things.
Right.
And then even Overshown, even though he's not a traditional linebacker, he still graded out positively against the run. I know his college may not translate, but at least he had that under his belt. And when you go back and you look, at the Super Bowl champions over the last decade or so, there are only 2 instances of a team winning the Super Bowl and having a run defense outside of there's only one instance. There's only one instance of a team winning the Super Bowl and having a run defense outside of the top 11, and that was the Chiefs in 2019. Everybody else has had a top
scoring.
And then they had a superstar team. Like, if I'm not mistaken, that year Sammy Watkins was their 3rd receiver. Right, so like they could outgun people, but everybody else the Chiefs this year, people don't really think about it. They had a top 10 run defense. We know what the Bucks had when they won their Super Bowl. We know that people don't know this. Rams had a top 10 run defense, right? So like everybody else, you go got the T's, cross the I's. Everybody else had elite run defense outside of the Chiefs, in 2019. So if you want, and we add a guy that can improve our run defense. So I really think that Dallas Cowboys did something there.
Right. Yeah. And agree. And it was a need. It was a need, right? Because a lot of people say, okay, we reached for Mozzie. I don't feel Mozzie was a reach because the reason why it was a need, it was there, and the defensive tackle depth, it was shorter than any other position. So I feel like if you didn't get Mozzie, that's why I was concerned, right? Because I'm like, bro,
the depth was the delta behind him. The delta, you got to think you're going from like 28 picks, bro. That's a long time.
Right. For defensive run stopper, like we wasn't getting there. And so that's why I was kind of concerned, because I was thinking like, bro, what could they do? I'm like, there was still Miles Murphy available, and there was Brian Breesy out of Clemson. I'm just like, that would hurt me. You know what I'm saying? That would have made me take off the suit and tie. Like I'm up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So to get Mozzie, I feel like he was my third defensive tackle on the board.
He was mine too.
Yeah, so you had Carter, of course, and Cowboys fans don't want to hear me say that, but I had Carter, then you had Kancey, and then you had Mozzie. And I feel like if you didn't get those three, God bless you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, I like the boy from Florida, but like he isn't as polished.
Devon Dexter, he went to Chicago. I love Devon, but he's more of a second round guy. He went second round. Yeah, he went second round.
And I'm gonna tell you that one thing I like about this pick is this: when you listen to me, you had a hole at defensive tackle. You drafted a guy, and can you answer this question? Does this guy make your room better? Does it keep you where you are, or does it diminish? In my opinion, Mozzie Smith makes you better. So it doesn't matter. The pick is good.
Right. It makes you better. Right.
And listen, you can't say it's a reach. The man had a late first round grade to an early second round grade.
And
that's where he went.
Okay. Now think about this. You're gonna use that same. This is where we then have the problem, because you use that same math when you're going against. Use that same math when you're going against your second round pick.
Shoemaker.
Does he make the room better? Does he diminish it, or does he improve it?
Well, technically, there's 3 tight ends, so by default, he would make it better because he's supposed to be better than McEwen. Why? I don't know yet.
Right.
But see, the issue is, though, I don't necessarily think he makes this room better, because I believe that Ferguson is probably going to be better than him right now.
Right.
He's supposed to be.
And he's supposed to be, but this is the key. You can't draft a tight end because he is a good blocker, because this is the thing. You can't, like, one-trick ponies. The only thing that sucks about one-trick ponies is when you're on the field, everybody kind of knows what that trick is, right? So if you're going to be using him as a primary run blocker, then what do you think teams are going to think you're doing?
Right.
It's like with the Patriots when they had Sony Michel and that other dude. They had Sony Michel and another dude running. There was a dead dual running backs. Well, basically, it was so obvious that every time Sony Michel was on the field, they were running. Every time the other running back was on the field, they were passing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what you put. If Shoemaker can't be a complete tight end, he's not going to be on. Listen, Dallas Cowboys, do you know how many good tight ends who can block really, really good who are not in the NFL right now?
Right. Several. And here's what I've been trying to explain to Cowboys fans. Okay, if you wanted your blocking tight end, kind of a project guy, then you could have went Mozzie in the first. You could have went Osiris Torrance, got your left guard there in the second. And you could have turned around and got Darnell Washington, who's a big physical freak, who's 270, 278 that can block. And that would be more of a complimentary alongside Jake Ferguson and Hendershot. But I feel like as of right now, to really explain the pick and to make it make sense, he has to come out and beat Ferguson clearly out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a rotational guy. I just don't see it, right? But then here we are again, right, in the second round, where it's like we never really got second round value, even with Kelvin Joseph and Sam Williams, kind of rotational guy. And then you have Luke, but I'm like, I would rather have rotation at another position versus tight end when we already got 4 on the roster already. So
right.
And I'm gonna tell you this right here: if the Dallas Cowboys are looking at Shoemaker and they're thinking that they're better than Ferguson, then man, I'm gonna just tell you this right here: the Dallas Cowboys don't know how to judge tight end, because you got to remember they use the same eyes to say that Ferguson was better than Dalton Schultz. So then, if you're saying that Shoemaker is better than Ferguson, then that basically you're saying that Shoemaker is a better tight end than Dalton Schultz right now. And that sounds crazy.
Crazy as hell.
And if you were this concerned, if you was this concerned about the tight end position, you could just re-sign Schultz for the low.
Facts.
So I mean,
think about this. You still have your second round pick. And I'm gonna tell you the thing that irritated me the most about the second round pick is like the Cowboys do stuff that flat out contradicts the other things that they do. Like there was a video that they dropped about them having like a conversation about, we're gonna either take the defensive tackle or we're gonna take a guard, right? We're gonna take a defensive tackle or guard, defensive tackle or guard. Then they're arguing back and forth. Jerry pulls out, he's about to pull out the knife and just slap Will McClay's head off. Before he does it, Will McClay says, if you draft him now, he can probably start now.
Right.
Jerry pulls the knife back and puts it in his pants.
Right.
Think about this. They go out there and they draft Mozzie. Why the hell you didn't draft a guard in the second round?
And dude, there was one there.
That doesn't make sense.
There was two there because you could have went with DeJuan Jones. I mean, I think the conversation we're seeing today with DeJuan Jones that he told some scouts that ideally
play in the NBA.
That, bro. Rico Gathers didn't even play football.
Right. DeJuan Jones is 312. He ain't playing in the NBA. So why you know what I'm saying? Like bro,
yeah, he's 6'8".
Yeah, he's 6'8". He's 6'8", 312. Someone should have told him, I appreciate that, but them NBA dreams ain't happening, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen you got 2 knee braces. Don't even try to do that, my boy.
Every offensive lineman dreams of being a wide receiver.
Right.
You're an offensive lineman. That's what it is. Bro.
And then Brian Pierce has mentioned, okay, so here's the fan favorite everyone was talking about. Okay, boom, you didn't go tight end. I mean, you went tight end, didn't go offensive line. Okay, it's Mafi time. Go Antonio Mafi out of USC. This is who everyone's been clamoring for. The fans been talking about it. Scouts been talking about it in-house. You passed on it too. So I was sitting there watching the draft like I wanted Mozzie, I mean, not Mozzie, but Mafi out of my face because like, bro, y'all going to pass on him anyway. Let's just get him off the board.
And they
did. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, there's no way, and I know this is you had to dress it up saying, Shoemaker, he was the highest rated player on the board at the time.
No, he was not. That's what I'm lying to you like this.
Here's the thing. They can lie to the casual fan. They cannot lie to us. We've done way too much homework on this. There is zero chance that you can have Luke Schoonmaker as the highest rated player on your board at that time. There's no way.
And that's listen to me. Listen to me, Cuzzo, HTM. We were talking today, and I said today, if I was in a interview with Jerry Jones at one of these draft interviews, that's the question that I want to know. I want to and I know he's gonna lie to me. I know Jerry's gonna lie to me.
Right.
But I'm gonna ask him, when you picked at 58. Regardless of the position, was Luke Shoemaker the highest position? Was he the highest rated person on your board? When he says yes, I'm going to freaking know they're crazy.
Right.
No way in hell you had him over freaking that boy from Houston. Because my question, listen to me. Listen, Tuck. My biggest issue with Kyle Pitts was this. Not that I didn't believe in him. It was not that I didn't believe in him.
Right.
It was this. This was my one argument, and I always won with this argument. Bro, if the conversation is you want a weapon, you gotta get a receiver, bro. Like, listen to me. You can't if you're in the market for a weapon to go to a fight, and you have the options of getting a gun and a knife, a wide receiver is a gun, a tight end is a knife. That was my biggest thing, and that's why I always said, Atlanta, you don't have Julio, you don't have Gage. I get it, you want, but bro, you need to go get Chase. If you want a weapon, get a weapon. And that's where we did agree on. We did agree on that, right?
Right.
If you want a weapon, get a freaking weapon.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me that they had that boy Tank.
Yeah.
They had Luke as a weapon.
Nah.
Hold on, real quick. Run every. We ain't trying to say we know more than Will McClay. At the same time, you got to understand Will McClay has not always gotten it right. So Will McClay was right about Kevin Joseph.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the problem with a lot of Cowboys fans, right? Because all the good picks, he goes on Will McClay's tab, but all the bad ones,
man, you better You better
The
stop.
Reggie Robinson don't go on Will McClay's tab. The Bradley and I don't go on Will McClay's tab. The Joe Jacksons and the Michael Jacksons, those don't.
I don't like Michael Jackson. Yeah, he actually playing somewhere right now.
He playing now. You know what I'm saying? But then, okay, so drafting Ridgeway last year and then cutting him, then cutting Tristan Hill, you have to circle back and getting a one tech. Whose tab does that go on, right? So I get it, right? We love Will McClay. He's done a great job. But he's not flawless. He is not flawless by any means of the imagination. And when you do the type of work that we do as content creators, as media, we have a right to question the choice because no one has asked them. No one has set up in that media room and said, you know what, you guys went with Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan tight end. Tell us a little bit, what does he do and provide to this offense that Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot already don't provide?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If this young man cannot beat out Ferguson this year,
he doesn't get it right more than me, actually, though. That's false. That's facts. Because I can go through my tweet because I picked this whole draft apart to pieces where I was telling y'all the picks before they even came in.
You know what? I'm gonna just smoke my blood.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Ronnie might be new. This is West Coast's channel, so he might be new. But don't play. This is not. I'm not one of those, bro. I really broke this.
Who is y'all,
bro?
Nobody. Who is y'all crying over Micah?
I'm gonna hear my blood.
It's all public though. So you can go through my timeline and circle where I said if y'all want a free spot, circle Overstone to Dallas. This is 4 or 5 days ago. 6 or 7 days ago. I called out the pick before the card was turned in, and as West Coast mentioned, I was outside. So how was I still in line with the Cowboys? Who has tweets about Isaiah Lane and just dropped the film session on it? Who talked about Earl Bostick Jr.? Who told y'all about Darrell Johnson out of Liberty?
And didn't nobody and on my mama, did nobody cry over no Micah Parsons?
Right.
Did nobody cry no Micah Parsons? You want to know why? Because both corners that I wanted were already drafted. So that's a lie.
Like Michael Parsons was the best defensive player available.
But who told them clearly that Asante Samuel Jr. was a better prospect than Kelvin Joseph?
Shit, cuz of you. Because hey, I wasn't even making content at the time, but I know for sure I seen show with West Coast and Jay Tuck said that Asante Samuel Jr. was him.
It was clear as day. It was clear as day, right? So here's the thing: people have to understand. It is now 20 and 23. The same resources that those scouts have, we have too now.
Same resources, bro.
Same resources. Talk to scouts, film session, talk to coaches.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like, I've had the pleasure of hanging around some people who you would feel are famous. And you know what I realized? They're freaking regular ass people. They fart, they trip over stuff. They forget their keys. Like, you guys be putting all this extra stank on Will McClay. Like, listen to me. If you really, really want to think of the grand scheme of things, no GM is really good because GMs really have more guys that didn't make it that did. Because think about this. We're talking about Will McClay. We'll probably say 12 names. Will McClay's been a GM for like 15 years. Right. Bro, how many players has he drafted and brought in? Bro, I remember a whole free agency that we cut everybody by week 6. Right. Daryl Woolley got cut. What's that big fat boy?
Remember Clinton Diggs? Remember
all got out of here.
What
was the big fat one? And he didn't do nothing.
Oh, Terry Poe.
Oh my God, lazy ass. Had the car in the parking lot. I ain't never seen a Bentley that big. God.
Yeah. So it's just like, bro, like let's not act like they're. Do they do?
All right. Matter of fact, was he not the guy that picked everybody in the 2017 draft, right?
Yeah. So see, he don't.
All right. So Taco Charlton, Cheeto Woozier, Ryan Switzer, Xavier Woods, who we know ain't shit.
Those don't count.
No picks don't count. He had a whole entire bad draft, but we're gonna act like this man is Jesus.
Those are rod picks.
They rod picks. Like Rod Marinelli went in there, decrepit with held a gun to his hand, could barely stand up, made him pick all these bad picks. Yeah. Yo, landlord, what's up with you, man?
But like you said, it's just like, I'm not saying they're trash by any means. They do incredible work, but they're not bulletproof. And we do incredible work here as well. Y'all saw us. We was outside too. We was all outside talking to players, prospects, everything. So it's not that much of a difference. So
it all comes down really to just how much work you put into it, bro.
Like,
trust. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like y'all know how I do the draft process. I do the draft process after the draft process. You feel me?
Right.
Oh, and the reason is because I don't like being at the draft like J Tuck. Like I know part of the reason I know, and we can have a moment of clarity. Let's have a moment of clarity. I know that you gotta love what you do because it has to suck to study 250 dudes and the Dallas Cowboys pick one dude. You know,
it does. I mean, and honestly,
turn around and do it another year, bro.
honestly, like the draft work that I put in, one because it was in my own backyard, but it's just to push me. You know what I'm saying? It was more about pushing me.
What I'm saying is, I talked to him about that though. Like that's the great, and it's almost like I was talking to Boss today, and we both said the exact same thing. It was almost this draft was almost like an arrogance, man, because we drafted people that like think about this. We have a higher rated. We have a guy who was rated a 4th round pick who we got in the UDF, right? We have a dude that we drafted like Luke Shoemaker that was like a 4th, 5th round pick,
right?
That was drafted in the 2nd round.
Right.
Same with Asen Richards. Asen Richards had a 7th round grade. He got drafted in the 5th. We picked up TJ Bass, who had a 5th round grade as an undrafted free agent.
And he was, and that's the thing. And listen to me. I know when you're looking at a girl, it's F everybody else. You don't care. She pretty to me. That's your woman. But listen, if everybody is saying, bro, she got big feet and big teeth. All I'm saying is, take a step back. She can still be cute. She still be pretty.
Right.
But we gonna acknowledge that she got big feet and big. You know what I'm saying? We're not like sometimes I feel like the Cowboys feel like we're smarter than everybody else. Our process is better than everybody else. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to feel and think like that. But I'm not gonna sit up here as much as I may say I'm not gonna use the Eagles content creators because I do feel that way about Eagles content creators. No, I was gonna say that they don't know what they're talking about because they don't.
They don't.
Who's a good fan base that knows that knows their team? You know what? I'm gonna tell you the Giants.
Here you go.
Giants fan base. They know they're for the content creators. They be on their stuff. I don't like the Giants, but I wouldn't necessarily just say they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
The Cowboys literally go into a situation where it's like, you know what I'm saying? These are our picks. We don't care what the consensus is. Okay, well then stop going to Senior Bowl then.
Well, stop going and stop sending me 1,000 mock drafts on Twitter.
Like, yeah, stop going to the combine. Why are you using all these tools that everybody else uses to come up with a number and then not trusting the number?
Yeah. And that's why I say, like Antoine just said, like, expect y'all fellas work, but people should do their work themselves. And that's why I'm saying, and I always tell people, mute my videos. You ain't got to listen to a word I'm saying. Just watch and inform your own opinion. But I know how much work it takes. I know the average fan isn't going to do that. So I do it for you. And I just feel like Cowboys fans don't understand what they get in our content space. Not a lot of fan bases get that, right? Because right now there's Bears fans going crazy on my channel, Jets fans, Vikings fans, because I broke down prospects that they got and they had no idea about any of these guys until they came and followed me on my channel. So it's like, it's just about pushing limits, man. But that's a whole nother conversation. But like I said, at the end of the day, it was a meat and potatoes draft. We got some stuff. We got some needs. Nothing too sexy. Ain't nobody buying jerseys anytime soon. And we good. Yeah.
Ronnie said she cute in the dark.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you this. I kept saying that too throughout this whole draft process too. Like, man, the Cowboys. This draft was definitely one of those drafts where there's probably not one draft. There's probably not one jersey in this draft you gonna order.
I don't think they're, how the pro shop normally says, hey guys, come get your name.
They ain't not printing up no 58. Ain't nobody gonna be wearing no 58.
Yeah. No, he ain't. You might get Deuce, but not with that number. So it's just like,
what number did they give Deuce?
Like we get 43 or something like that.
42.
42. Yeah, 42. Yeah,
Nah.
Yeah, we good. He good. Appreciate it. But I don't putting that on. So, like I said, man, like. It's a draft, right? You had to draft, you had to pick players. Was there some head scratching moments? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's just like, the Cowboys really couldn't fail in the draft, because how the team's already established, but I just expected a lot more. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like
failed, but they could have came up though.
because they could have came up. They could have came up. They could.
That's what
They
you
could have
gotta
really.
talk about, man.
They could have really put their foot on the throat of the NFC. Like they
Thank
really
you.
could
That's
have
what
did
I'm
it.
Could have
saying.
separated.
Yeah, but then you had the team in our division start shaking the walls, and I felt like the board started falling crazy.
Yeah.
And they just, I want to get a tight end. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We all play fantasy football. Y'all play fantasy football. Y'all know when y'all have y'all pretty little board set up. I'm gonna get Travis Kelce in this next round. And you have your queue, and he gets swiped out. You start panicking. You don't know what to do. So you mess around and grab 3 running back. Like I felt like the Cowboys just didn't really have a plan. And when they tried to formulate and explain their thought process, none of it really added up and makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So.
And them early round tight ends in Dallas don't work.
Never. Matter of fact, the Dallas Cowboys have not gotten an early round tight end since 1997.
Well, we got
the first round tight end since 1997. We got a early round tight end now, and Martellus Bennett didn't even do anything until he went to a different team.
Gavin Escobar, rest in peace.
God bless his soul, man.
Hey, before we get out of here, let's talk about the name of this show. The name of the show was Micah Parsons no longer wants to be a linebacker. Tuck, I want to know, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like nothing's really going to change, to be honest with you. I feel like it's still going to be like an 80-20 split if I'm playing off the edge. I personally just don't like it. I feel like Micah Parsons is a lot more valuable just being that chess piece, moving across the board, playing linebacker, playing in coverage, coming off the edge, because he's too easy to locate. And then you can scheme for him. You can double team, you can chip block, you can wear him down, you can run at him throughout the course of a game. So, me personally, I would like to have Micah play a little bit more linebacker. And I felt like that's why I was excited about the Mozzie pick. Like Mozzie, you have A gap, B gap stunts with Mozzie and Micah. It definitely opens up the opportunity for the guys off the edge, like Sam Williams and also D Law. So, it just is what it is, man. I feel like he does need to put on a little bit more size if he's going to be there primarily, which it sounds like he is. That's where he's going to get his money. That's where he's going to get the bag. So I feel like that's kind of his plan. But I just feel like from the Cowboys standpoint, to help us win, I like Micah being the chess piece versus Micah off the edge.
My only, I don't even got no pushback. My only thing is, maybe he meant edge rusher, because if he's gonna say edge rusher, he can still do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But me too. I don't want to see Micah Parsons, basically like DeMarcus Lawrence, and I don't want to see I'd never want to see Micah Parsons built like DeMarcus Lawrence either.
Right.
And look, he made it clear. He went back and verified, like, nah, man, I'm gonna shoot about 255 at the most.
Right. Yeah.
So like he made it clear, but like at the same time though, man, like I don't even know why you had to announce it, because like I wouldn't know the difference if you were a full-time defensive end or not. You've been a full-time defensive end basically since you've been here.
Right. Like 80-20. Yeah.
I think that was a conversation more for the Dallas Cowboys, because I think it's weird that Micah Parsons is just voluntarily saying that he's voluntarily not going to be, with the Dallas Cowboys. Because I mean, I'm gonna tell you this right here. If this was like, if you would have heard your rookie, not even just say your rookie, let's not say your rookie. Let's say Micah Parsons been in 3 years. Kelvin Joseph says he's not coming to voluntary camp because he's going to be in Austin getting better for the season. I'll see you guys in OTAs. If you guys heard that right now, you would have a problem with that.
Exactly.
If CeeDee Lamb said that he's not going to be there for OTAs, you guys would have a problem with that. If
the
voluntary, you know what I'm saying? You might not have a problem, but
right. Cowboys,
fan base. I don't think there's anybody on this team outside of Micah Parsons that could literally say that. And because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot in having your rookies around your veteran guys. So for Micah Parsons to just say because I mean, this is the thing. Whatever Micah Parsons is doing in Austin, he can do it in Dallas. You want to know why? Because he's a freaking millionaire. The guy that he's there, you just pay him to stay in a hotel, and he just be there at the Dallas Cowboys like Tom Brady did it. There is a reason that Micah Parsons was very specific about not being at OTAs and being clear that he's going to be a defensive end. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like this is something that he said and was definitely not something he ran by the Dallas Cowboys first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be the fun part when it comes to contract time, because Micah's a loose cannon. So you can't mute Micah. So he's not on the leash. He's going to be, because the tweet that led to that, he was talking about Joey Porter, and he's talking about it's not as bad because, he gets the money earlier being a second round pick versus a first round pick or whatnot. So when it's time to talk, man, and Michael got what David Mujeda out of his super agent as his agent, bro, they gonna get that money regardless. So brace yourself, Cowboys fans, because I know how y'all do. You're gonna turn on him, and he's being greedy and selfish, and so
He's not a team player.
That's why I told fans last year, man. I said, listen to me. I need you guys to record a 30-second video on Parsons, and then I want you to watch that video in 2 years.
Right, right. Yeah, record yourself now. Right, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that's like. You need to record yourself right now, and then in this time next year, because Micah's gonna be eligible to get paid next year. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it makes sense to pay him.
Right,
it makes sense to pay him next year.
But you got that pipeline. You got CD, you got Diggs, got to handle Dak.
You can't even say you got Diggs next year. You got Diggs this year.
Right. Yeah.
And listen, mathematically, right? Dallas Cowboys know that Dak Prescott has to get an extension. He's going to make $59.4 million next year if they don't, because they can't cut him, and he can veto any trade, so he's going to be on your roster.
Right.
So, but listen, the upside to that, though, like I'll talk to Wes about it. If you extend Prescott, you save anywhere between $26.5 to $39 million.
Mm-hmm.
So you clear up enough cap space to sign all three of them boys. You can sign Trayvon. You can sign CD, you can sign Micah, and it won't hurt you. All you gotta do is backload a contract like you normally do.
Right.
Yeah. But you know what? The cool thing about the game is it is May 3rd, 2023, and we have not heard anything about Mr. Diggs. I'm very interested to know if Mr. Diggs is going to be at these voluntary camps. Very, very interested, because they're voluntary. But when Zeke was trying to get paid, this was the first sign of, oh shit, here he goes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, the sorry thing the Cowboys didn't do is they didn't pay attention. I think the Dallas Cowboys was trying to call Zeke's bluff. He wants to be around his guys too much.
Right.
He's gonna miss football too much. Nah, bro. His guys was telling him, bro, don't come back until you get paid. You mean this is what the real homie gonna say, bro? Hell nah, man. They need to pay you.
Hey, you see Neil right here says, West Coast, the way Micah looked at you was in camp when you mentioned the history of sacks in the first 2 seasons. You already knew and opened his eyes. He should be a pass rusher majority of the time. He gonna do that, get paid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. I'm gonna have to re-drop that video. I had a opportunity to talk to Micah at training camp, and I was just kind of telling him, because he said his goal was to get 20 sacks this year, and he had 11 or 13 the year before, and I was like, 33 sacks in 2 years, like, ain't nobody really did that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some crazy stuff. Like that's some crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking about them, but listen to me. I can almost guarantee you Micah Parsons coming in the NFL did not want to be labeled as a middle linebacker. And if he was not on the Dallas Cowboys, he would not, any other team, he would be an edge rusher. Like he's Joey Bosa, man. Like on any other team, he's their Joey Bosa. He's I ain't gonna say Miles Garrett, because he ain't really doing it like that no more. But he Von Miller, you know what I'm saying? That's what he is. He's an edge rusher, man. He has a specific skill set, and that is getting after the damn.
I don't think that's it though. I think he's more than that.
He can be more than that.
Hold on. Hey, West Coast, that's how I know that the Browns suck. Because you said Miles Garrett ain't really doing like that. That man had back-to-back 16 sack seasons.
Jesus.
How you know they suck? We ain't heard about Miles Garrett. He's still out there going crazy.
Right.
My bad. Miles Garrett, go ahead.
Facts.
But I mean, I believe he's more too. But I just feel for the type of money that you're going to be paying him, you are paying for impactful plays. And I'm gonna tell you, like with better defensive tackle play, LVE should play better at the middle linebacker. So let him do all that. Let Mike listen to. I love what you said about Micah moving. I'm against everything in the world as long as Micah keeps moving. When Micah stops moving, then I'm not for it no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this right here: the Cowboys played him so much, he even had snaps at cornerback last year. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like they put Micah everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Where's Waldo?
Facts. But hey, man, we've been on here for an hour, man. I appreciate you, Tuck, for coming on, man. I got some things we got to do, man. Hey, Henny, let them know where they can find you at, and then Tuck, let them know where hey, is that a new hat on your head, man? What's that hat, man? Let me know what that hat is.
Yeah. This is official CFO sports hat, man. So I gotta put them on the stores yet. Exclusives right now.
Shoot, you ain't put it on West Coast head. Yeah, you mean?
Indeed. Hey, that mug nice, my boy.
Gotcha.
All right,
Appreciate it.
man.
Henny, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man. Hey, you can find me on YouTube at HTM Sports, on Twitter HTM Sports, but on Facebook it's a little I finessed it a little bit. It's Henny the Moore, and I appreciate everybody for coming to the liquor store. I always tell y'all to drink and drive responsibly, but if you see an Eagles fan in the middle of the road, you have my permission to run their goofy ass over.
Yeah, see, I gotta get Henny on these round tables, man. You my sub this year, man. I ain't doing them round tables, Eagles round tables.
Take him over there, bro. They'll love Henny.
Yeah, you got it, man. I'm retired, man.
Them numbers on their ass too, so they probably won't like Henny.
They don't like numbers. Oh, you don't want numbers. I don't like no context.
Nah, they don't like context.
Yeah, remember, Cowboy fans don't go to drafts. We're not outside. I just see. Listen to me, right-handed God. Wait, no, right-handed God. I, West Coast. Did not see one Eagles content creator at the draft.
There was two.
Okay, I didn't see yes.
Well, he was back there with. They were back there with me, but
I didn't see yes. I know everybody saw me though.
Yeah, he was outside.
I know we had Tuck in the building. We had HTM in the building. We had Landlord in the building. We had Mark Holmes in the building. DMV was in the building. Bro, like, come on now. That's just for the draft, bro.
It was like 12 of us out there.
Like, that's just for the draft, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Aisha went to almost everything. I don't know if she went, but she went to damn near everything.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. My little homies is putting in work, bro.
Right.
They said 2 dudes.
Cowboys y'all spoiled, man. It's spoiled. It's spoiled. Yeah.
12 different angles you could have hit. You got the draft from.
Yeah. From y'all being up front in the stage, from me being interviewing players directly, like, from Mark Holmes being on ESPN, like, it's all sorts of stuff was going on, man. So, that's the beauty of it. But yeah, y'all can find me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. My YouTube channel is CFO Sports, man. Y'all can come by, comment, like, subscribe. We got the merch going on right now. Doing a lot of film sessions on players that we actually now have on our roster, which is kind of cool. I just broke down Isaiah Land. I got a few players stashed coming up here soon for this week. So yeah, come on by. We do live shows, draft content, Cowboys content. I'm always outside with my guy West Coast, man, once the season starts. So, it's almost that time. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. And hey, man, I'm gonna tell you this right here. We be so outside so much. Listen to me. I didn't even get to bump into my boy Tuck. That must be crazy, man. How we literally like we just. The cool thing about it is I talk to you every day. Right. Yeah. It's just, but the one thing, the draft was up and down hill, bro. And I told people I wasn't walking up and down that hill, so I was like, nah. I went out there for a cool little second, and just met people, and I went right back inside. But then day 2, I was outside, Hey, but when you got there, I left. When you got there, I left. That's how it's supposed to be like. And that's what I told ACM, like, listen, man, shoot, your content is your content. When we hit the events, bro, shoot, we ain't chilling, bro. It's trapping, bro. Like Lando said, we trapping, bro. And that's what everybody was on, bro. And listen to me. Y'all may not even know it, but from day 2 on, man, it was raining like a mug. Yeah, bro. That's why I got up out of there. Got up out of there. I almost didn't come. Yeah.
He told me there was a $13,000 drop limit, and he had to turn his ass around.
Kansas City in California, crazy ass weather, man. Hey, I'm your boy West Coast. It's been fun. You already know what it is. Never look down because the stars up. Peace.